bring in Coach Lance Reese from the Guntersville Wildcats. They were on the road at Albertville tonight. The Wildcats getting a 27-19 win over the Albertville Aggies. Good evening, Coach. Welcome into Scoreboard. Congratulations on the win tonight. The longest running series in the state of Alabama, and you've been coaching in it a long time.
Yeah, and that was my 35th Guntersville Albertville game. And, you know, to coach in a game with this history and tradition of a game like this really means a lot to both communities. And, you know, we came in at 8-1, and Albertville was 1-8, and I think some people thought it would not be a close game, but I knew, you know, they had nothing to lose, and I thought they played extremely hard and really fought us hard for 4 quarters.
Coach, Albertville jumped out early in the game. You were able to answer their score. Then you went up a couple of scores, but as you say, they just kept battling back and made it kind of uncomfortable, I guess, there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they really did. You know, they scored in the first half, and then we kind of put together a 2-minute drive to go up 7-6. And every time we would get up 2 scores and feel a little bit comfortable, they would make a big play. But, you know, in a game like this, you know, like I said, they've got nothing to lose, and I thought they played really well. They did some things we had not seen them do previously. I thought our guys kind of came out a little bit tight, and when you play tight, sometimes you make some mistakes, and we did. But the effort was always there, and you know, couldn't be happier to be 91 county champions and get that win in Albertville tonight.
Coach, was one of the key things in the game. I understand maybe Albertville had they were down on the goal line about to score, and you stopped them around the 1 or 2 yard line. Was that a key series in the game, do you think?
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, Albertville runs a different version of option than we've seen. We saw Scottsboro run a version a couple years ago, but they run a shotgun option attack, and it's really tough to prepare for that in a week. And so had to step up our physicality, and we did make a big stop right there on the goal line. And in the second half, we were able to get our running game going, and it allowed us to, when you're able to run the ball, then that opened up the passing game. So Street Smith, our quarterback, played extremely well. I think he had 3 total touchdowns. Dadrian Waller had a big game for us. Jack Lenore. Garrett Christie played really well for us again at running back. But defense stepped up and made plays when they needed to have it. But once again, just thrilled to get the win.
Coach, I know the last few weeks in reading the accounts of the game, Street Smith has really played well for you. I know the last 3 weeks he's made some big plays in the Boaz and the Douglas game, and as you said tonight in the Albertville game, he's had a good senior season, hadn't he?
He really has, and what I always say about Street is he's a football player that happens to be playing quarterback, and to me that's a compliment. He's super hard-nosed kid, and he runs the ball really well. He's able to throw the ball, and then he'll go over there and play defense for us at outside linebacker when he needs to. Just the kind of guy that's kind of what football is all about. And I think his toughness kind of carries over to the rest of the offense at times.
Coach, I'd like for you to address, I know you've had some injuries at running back this year, but it seems like different guys every week are stepping up in that position to make plays for you.
Yeah, we had Camp Green, who really good football player. He was our starting running back. He also started at outside linebacker, and he had a 99-yard kickoff return against Fort Payne. So he's kind of one of those guys at the beginning of the year you say, oh, we can't lose him. And he went down to a season-ending injury. And Garrett Christie, who's a junior, really stepped up and did a good job. They kind of made Street also have to run the ball more. And as you mentioned, we had to kind of got the receivers involved in the running game, running some jets and stuff like that. But when you lose a player like Camp Green, everybody has to just kind of step up their play.
Well, Coach, this is Phil Harris. I was kind of listening to the ball game. It seemed like a key factor. Albertville got the ball, drove down deep in your territory inside the 5-yard line, and y'all were able to stop them on 4th down. Well, you had a bad punt in that next series, and they were able to capitalize on it, scored about a 35-yard drive and went up 6-0. And it looked like that was going to be the halftime score. And really offensively, not much happening. But your team put together a drive right before halftime, scored with less than a minute to go, and went up 7-6 at the half. Do you think your team kind of settled in then?
Yeah, I do. And like I said, I thought we came out tight. Here at Guntersville, we make a big deal out of Albertville, and we have about 3 different pep rallies and events during the day at different locations. So I really, you want your guys to be ready, but you don't want them to be tired. And I really felt like when we got down, it kind of woke them up. And then we responded and went down there and got the score to go up 7-6 at half, which was really big. And I don't think we trailed after that. But once again, I credit Albertville. They certainly didn't lay down. They fought us all 4 quarters, and just another big-time Guntersville Albertville game.
Well, Coach, it seems like this is kind of the way this team has went this year. It seems like y'all will struggle a little bit in the first half, but after halftime, they seem to come out and play their best. Do you think that's maybe the kind of way this team has gotten, or is it a big contribution is that Guntersville High School is going to get everybody's best?
I do think that we get everybody's best, and that's a tribute to the players in the past because of the success we've had. But last year we had some really good players, had 2 Division I running backs, and got a couple more receivers and things like that signed college scholarships. So I think a lot of people thought this was going to be a down year, but obviously the standard at Guntersville doesn't change, and they're really proud of these guys who stepped up and went 9-1 again for the second year. And playing the last 5 or 6 on the road has been a challenge that I've never had to go through before. So we're thrilled to death to be at home next week in the playoffs against a really good Priceville team.
Well, Coach, I was going to ask you about Priceville. Here's a team that comes in, I believe, 7-3 on the season. They had a big win over at Arab last night, where they were down, scored, I think, right before halftime, then dominated the second half of that game to win 42-21. So that team playing in a tough region. They come in with some confidence next week to Guntersville.
Oh, yeah, they really do. And Priceville's a team that we've not played before. But, for us, it's always a challenge. A lot of teams now schedule off weeks, week 10, and obviously we've got our biggest rival, week 10. So we're going to enjoy this one tonight, and, we certainly don't want to come out flat for the playoffs. So hopefully the guys will be ready to go and be excited to finally be playing back at home again and just get ready for playoff football.
Well, Coach, I hope it's a good night next week at Chorba-Lee. Guntersville a winner tonight, 27-19 over Albertville. Thanks for spending a few minutes on scoreboard with us tonight.